Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on the latest stories. We start with Sergio Des as Barca's 10 million rated misfit is on the radars of four clubs currently. We are going to discuss more on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Giovanni Lo Celso as Real Betis are leading Barca in the pursuit of the 14 million rated Tottenham playmaker. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So, guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. As the transfer window inches towards its crescendo, the impending decision of Barcelona outcast Sergio Des on his future edges nearer and nearer. Now, standing at the crossroads with the interests of multiple clubs vying for his signing, the American fullback approaches a pivotal juncture. So, following the exclusion that Des faces from the Catalan Giant squad, his exit from the club looks imminent. Now, Dutch journalist Rick Afric of AD has come out to report that there appears to be a war in the transfer market to secure the services of Sergio Des, whose market value stands at 10 million euros. The report claims that as many as four clubs are concurrently competing in the race to sign the 22-year-old right back, potentially on loan, of which two are PSV Eindhoven and OGC Nice. It is further claimed that PSG have already made an offer for the US men national team star. Earlier today, Gerard Romero also reported the same, stating that talks were taking place between Barca and the Dutch Giants about a possible move. Barcelona are already in the endgame of the Joao Cancelo saga. The acquisition of the right back implies the Catalan Giants have no need for Des, especially after he struggled to make a case for himself in the US preseason tour. As such, the 22-year-old has a decision to make with no shortage of options. Regular game time and acceptable salary conditions will arguably be the two factors he keeps in mind while deciding his next destination. The right back spent the last season on loan at AC Milan and had a difficult time. However, the player has shown glimpses of his talent at times and has seen as having an incredibly high ceiling during his time at Ajax. His departure will certainly benefit all parties as Barcelona will be able to save his wages and register any new signings that they want or they complete in the market, while Des can look to restart his career. Restarting his career indeed. I think Sergio Des life now as a footballer is a total mess. Like when he came to Barca back in 2020, you know, nobody saw this coming because Des was not the worst of right backs, let's be honest. Even though, yes, he was not the Barca type of right back that we really wanted, but he was playing games. He had a lot of games. He played under Ronald Koeman, the then manager of Barca. But things took a serious nosedive for Sergio Des, especially when Xavi took over the reins as manager in 2021. Des started playing very few games until when Xavi began his first full season as manager last summer. We saw Des totally excluded from the squad list in match day one against Rayo Vallecano at Camp Nou. I think that is where his career started going down the drain. And despite Xavi still calling the player, traveling with him to the US tour this summer just to give him another chance, it should not be like Xavi just hates him, but at least give the player another chance. So who knows, maybe they might be locked somewhere where Des can improve and the manager can start counting on him. But Des could not make use of the opportunities given by the manager. Des was still arguably one of the worst players in that preseason tournament. And honestly, there was no chance whatsoever for the right back to be called upon to feature as our right back moving forward this season. That is why Xavi had to accelerate the Joao Cancelo operation, which Barca have been pushing so hard these past few weeks. And from the way positive reports are coming out, we might just get João Cancelo as our new right back, making Sergio Dest now looking, in fact, his services is in no use as Barca have been actively looking for suitors, which have not been easy. In the recent days, we've been talking about two clubs in particular, PSV Eindhoven and French giants OGC Nice, who have been showing strong interest in the player, of which it has not been easy because now those two clubs, for instance, they are opting just for a loan move. None of them want to go for any permanent move for Des because the performance of the player has been really crazy. Like many clubs are scared to even go for permanent. Better they go for a loan, knowing fully well that he is not fully their player and he could be sent back to Barca next season. So since as Barca know that it will be difficult to look for a club that want permanent transfer, then no problem. They'll manage a loan move for the player. Then on to the final story of discussion. As the speculative days of the transfer window draws to a close, Barca remain interested in a number of players on the market. One of the players that was said to be open on Barca's radar was Tottenham Hotspur star Giovanni Lo Celso, who was sought after on a loan deal, owing to his creativity in the middle of the park and his ability to thread immaculate final balls. The playmaker had emerged as an option for Xavi as an alternative for Bernardo Silva. Now, Feature Jess has come out to report that Real Betis have taken the lead in Lo Celso's signing. As per the report, Lo Celso, whose market value stands at 14 million, is adamant about his desire to join the ranks at Betis, the team where he had made a lasting impression early on in his career. Reports state that Tottenham and Real Betis are looking into the possibilities of a deal that may result in a loan or perhaps a permanent move, ruling out the idea of moving to Barca, who also showcased a great interest in the Argentine star. After the Bernardo Silva potential operation fell flat, consensus regarding Lo Celso's potential signing began to grow, with the player deemed capable of adding a different dimension to Barca midfield. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.